Okay, hi everyone. This is my kitchen and today I'm going to make my L's bread. I call it L's bread because it's just so nutritious. It's gluten-free, it's sugar-free. This bread kept me alive. It was a recipe that was given by my Chinese medicine doctor who helped me through chemo. He literally saved me. I can make this in literally 10 minutes. 2 loaves is ready to go. Here are my ingredients. I want to show you just how easy it is and how fast it is to make this bread. It freezes really well. That's why I always make 2 loaves. One goes straight in the freezer and the other I just take out whatever slices I need. So let's go. It's very economical, this bread. And it's a great food gift, of course. So here we have oats, rolled oats. We have flax seeds, whole flax seeds. You only want to grind them just when you're about to use them because flax seeds loses its nutritional value very, very fast as soon as it's ground. So that's why you want to, it's very important to grind them as soon as you use them. Never buy them ready grounded. Sunflower seeds, walnuts, the almighty walnuts, always walnuts. It's so full of omega-3. Please check it out, Google it. If you check all the other nuts, the amount of omega-3 in walnuts just makes it totally king. It's so many times much more. So now I would add cranberries. As you can see, it's pretty empty, so I need to fill that. I like the tartiness sometimes when I have it with cheese, and sometimes I would add almonds or hazelnuts, depending on what I have in my kitchen. But these are my staple ingredients. I have a super duper fast way of making this bread because I make it so often, at least 2 loaves every 2 weeks, if not every week, depending. Sometimes I have presents to give and I have a sick friend, and this bread is a must. It's a healing powerhouse bread. So what I do is I don't use a bowl. I use a nylon bag, a clean shopping bag. It will do. I live in a place where I go to an open market, a food market, and this is often what they give me. And I always recycle these for all sorts of purposes like here. The plan is I will use this, and then it's a great way of massaging all the ingredients together. I put it straight into a tin and make another one, and then I just throw it away. There's no washing, no nothing to be done. So let's start. First of all, I've already measured 1.5 cups of oats, rolled oats. It could be these like rolled oats, or it could be finer oats. It depends, whatever you have. Whatever's on sale, you know what? Whatever's on sale in the supermarket. I can buy 3 bags for, I think, about 12 shekels, about $3. So there's my rolled oats. And I've already just grinded some flax seeds. I'm going to make 2 loaves. So I'm going to put in, this doesn't have to be exact, half a cup of freshly grounded flax seeds. This is 4 tablespoons of psyllium husks or powder. And now chia, 2 tablespoons. 1, 2. Like I said, I love walnuts. Walnuts is the king of nuts. It's super nutritious with omega-3. I like to put about a cup of walnuts straight in. You see how easy this is? And now I have sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds. Sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds. And I'm going to make 1 cup of a mixture. It can be half, it can be more sunflower, more pumpkin. Sometimes I'm running out of pumpkin, so I'll use more sunflower. Really doesn't really matter. Depends on what you have and demand. Look how lovely that's getting along. And I'm going to have some cranberries. Now, cranberries is optional. You can put in raisins, you can put chocolate chips, you can put in hazelnuts, dried fruit, whatever. I don't usually measure, but because I'm making this video, so I have 3/4 cup of cranberries that I'm going to add in. I might add more, depending if I feel there needs to be. So I just toss this. I love cranberries. I'm going to put in another quarter, another generous quarter. I love the tanginess and I love the red color in the loaf. It looks really nice when you cross-section the walnut and the cranberries. It's beautiful. When I cook also visually as well as flavor. In another recipe, I would have onions and sage, was a classic. Rosemary is a classic. And just salt, let's say half a teaspoon. So I've got my sunflower, my pumpkin, walnuts. I go so fast through this list. I need to read it out, so I make sure that I haven't forgotten anything, but often I do. And I have coconut. Today I'm going to put coconut. This is very optional, very, very optional. One, and as you see, I'm just throwing it in there, not necessarily precise. Salt, and now oil. 3 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Beautiful. And now 1.5 cups of water. 1.5. It sounds a lot, but it's necessary. The whole 1.5 cups. This is the beauty of this recipe. I'm using it in a bag, because right now it's kind of sloshy and wet, but in a very few short while it will start to solidify and become quite a firm mess. And see, I love using the bag. It's just so easy. I'm going to let it rest until it starts to solidify. This will take a couple of minutes. You can just let it and forget about it, because what will happen is it would firm up, and then I will put it in a tin to be baked. Now the tin may be a little messed up, but I don't mind, because anyway I'm going to line it with paper. So this is what I would do. I cut it in strips. Actually, 1 sheet is good for 2 tins. An old habit that I use 2 sheets, but I found recently that 1 sheet is more than enough. So I have two squares and 2 strips. 1 square, one strip per tin. So as you can see, I lined it up like this, and then I take this square and just there you go. Had a bad cough for the past week and a half, and I feel a lot better, but my cough is still here. So I'll have to make some Chinese soups, some Chinese broths. The seasons are changing. Finally, winter has come, and I'm down with the cough. So here we have our 2 tins. Oh yes, I can feel this. This is already much firmer. See, this is crazy. It's amazing. It's magic. It's all the psyllium and the chia working, really. It's like bread now. Now it's like bread. So this is 1 loaf. I could easily put this in now into one of the loaves. So firm. See this? This is why I make it in a nylon bag, and you use a bag to press it into the tin. There you go. It doesn't rise. This is not your regular bread with yeast or sourdough where it would rise. This does not rise. This is what you get. And because of the baking paper, it comes out nice and clean. See why I wasn't so bothered about the tin? Because it's already lined. There you are. Okay, so now we're going to make the second loaf. I always make 2 because I want to maximize my oven. If I'm going to put it on for an hour, then I want to use the whole of the space. This bread freezes fantastically. After it's baked and it's cooled down, I slice it into thin slices, and then I will box it and put it in the freezer. And every time I need a few slices, I will just take exactly how many slices I need from the freezer, let it defrost in the room, and I'm ready to go. And it's so economical. I mean, this would cost a fortune to buy in any deli. I don't even know if it's available in delis, actually. But it's just so healthy. And the friend that made this for me while I was in chemo, now she makes it for her family. She hasn't stopped making it. She gives it also to friends, and she eats it herself all the time too. Also, I forgot to say, this recipe, there's another version she made, which is that you put all this together and you can grind it. Okay, 1.5 cups of oats. Yep, there we go. And then we have the flax seeds. Just make sure I got at least 1/2 cup of flax seeds. The psyllium, 4 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have 2 tablespoons of chia. 1, 2. 1 teaspoon of salt, whatever salt you have. I have Himalayan pink salt, and I also have sea salt. there in my other loaf. And now I have the chia, I have the husks. I'm telling you, I go through this recipe so fast, I have to check because I don't remember what I put in. Always, no matter what flavor I do, I always put at least 1 cup of walnuts for the omega-3 boost. And then I have here 1/2 cup of sunflower and another 1/2 cup of pumpkin just to make it 1 cup. I'm just going to throw in all of it here, see? So, I mean, all this amazing nutritional ingredients, how can it be good for you? I love walnuts. Walnuts are my favorite. Okay, salt, we put in oil now, and coconut. 2 tablespoons of coconut. Some recipes call for dates, or you can put date syrup. I used to put date syrup, but because I don't use any sugar, if possible, and for me, it doesn't make any difference for the taste. So here I could put in onions, rosemary, thyme. I love cranberries though. I just can't remember. Maybe I'll put some cranberries. 1, 2, and 3. Now the water. See how fast everything goes. There we go. 1 and another 1/2 cup. Don't be afraid. 1.5 cups sounds a lot, but it's the psyllium, and not only the psyllium, it's also got the chia that's going to absorb all that water, and the oats. Don't forget the oats. So here we are again. Just wrap it up and let it rest for a couple of minutes and starts to solidify, and then we can put it straight into our tin. In the meantime, I want to show you what happened to our other bread. It's pretty solidified, you see how hard that is? See how, you see that? So solid now. So solid around here. There we go. I had a bump on my finger. You see my finger? It got kind of bruised on the door. That was an ouch moment. But the body is so amazing in healing. Seriously. I mean, I can't remember when this happened, but now there's a new nail growing underneath the blood clot. So when small things like these happen, I mean, they're really painful at the time, and you just watch how the body heals itself. It's phenomenal. Like I went through chemo last year. I was diagnosed with breast cancer. So I had chemotherapy, the AC, Red Devil, and then the Taxol and the radiation. And it's amazing how the body not only deals with the cancer, but also deals with the chemotherapy, which has its own side effects, right? So I'm very grateful for our phenomenal bodies, and I think that we should treat it and feed it in a right and respectful way, in a way that can help heal us. So this is one way. This is the gluten-free bread. And what happens now is it will solidify. It's best to leave it overnight, but at least leave it for a couple of hours so it can really properly solidify. Because what happens is then we'll put it in the oven, and for about 40 minutes on 180. And when it starts to brown and crisp up, then I'll take it out of the tin, and it should be firm enough that you can turn it over, and then you'll brown the other side for another 30 minutes, let's say. If it's still kind of floppy, then keep it in the tin and leave it for a little bit longer. I can't say exactly how many minutes, because this is the thing about cooking, or at least with my cooking, is that always follow the food, follow the seasons in order to know what kind of fruits and vegetables to buy, and follow your body in order to know what to eat, and also follow how the food behaves when you're cooking. Taste it, always taste food if you're cooking on the stove, and in the oven, look at how it's behaving when you take it out. If it's still jiggly here, then you want it a few more minutes just to firm up, so that when you do take it out and put it on the other side to crisp up all around, it's still standing solid and firm. And I don't want to tell you, oh, that's going to take 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, because every oven is different. So you need to pay attention to how it's behaving. But it's roughly about 30 to 40 minutes. So this will, it's already nice and becoming really quite, you see how, see? Amazing, right? I love this bread. I love, love, love this bread. I love giving this bread to friends. See how solid that is? So that's why we put it in the oven. And this could go in the oven, as I say, ideally, if I had the time, I would do it overnight, but I don't. So, and I want to get this video and show it to you guys. So this is going to be one, and this is already, while I've been talking to you, it's already ready. See? Nice and firm. So this goes into my other tin. So now this goes into my other tin. Squeeze all the goodness out of the bag. This is a little bit moist, but I know that the water will slowly be absorbed into the mixture, the psyllium and the chia. You see this, I'll show you. This has not pretty solidified already, so fast, and we'll see. And this will be thrown away. So here you go. Hands are nice and free, and I'm free to go. The tip here is to chill the baked loaves until they're really cold and very firm. Sometimes I'll even pop it in the freezer for a short while, just so that they can really firm up, because I really like my slices to be super thin, and the only way I can get that is to firm up the loaf, and also using this special cheese knife which has holes in. I experimented, and this is the best knife to have super thin slices. And as you can see, I place my slices on it, and then I put the top like so. I got this tip from somewhere, I can't remember. And then this goes straight into the freezer for when I need slices.